This week's video I wanted to show you just a bit of a simple painting. Again, I'm going to be using the Hake brush, a 1-inch Hake brush, and also using my Idsabey 2/0 round, which is a really nice brush, can hold plenty of water. And I'm going to use that as well as using a palette knife once again. As you can see, different sort of palette knives, but this is the one I tend to use. And I'm using hot pressed paper again for this one. I think it's ash paper, I'm not 100% sure, but it's £140 hot press, so you got the smooth surface, which is quite nice. So I'm starting off as usual wetting the top half of the paper. So this is going to be the sky area, and I'm not wanting to paint all of the area, so I'm leaving little pockets of unpainted paper, as you can see where the light's hitting. And this is going to be where I'm going to have some clouds, so I'm going to leave that unpainted for now. And if you stick around, I'll show you how to make these sort of wispy, really soft, nice kind of sky that's really nice to look at in the summertime. So it's going to be that sort of a sky. Again, just painting where I've wet the paper, and then I'll just show you how I go about getting this softer clouds. So if you've been on my channel before, you do know by now that I sometimes do like to do these paintings where I'm not really sure of what to paint. I'm not using any sort of reference. Years ago, there's no way I could have painted without using some sort of a reference, maybe a photograph or something that I can see. I could always paint something like that. But with time and obviously practicing, it's become almost second nature, and I think I paint more from my imagination and making the painting up than I do actually using the reference. So it's quite interesting how, if you're consistent with your painting, if you do want to improve, just be consistent and you can usually surprise yourself, really. The way you learn, the way you practice, it's quite interesting. So you can see, using the Hake brush still, it's good to, once you've got the blue, so this is French ultramarine, and then just cleaning my brush, and then, as you saw, squeezing out the excess water, and then using the brush just to mop out some of those clouds, and it also softens any hard edges, which is what I want. Sometimes hard edges can be nice. You see there's a couple of clouds just popping up in the middle. A little bit of hard edge there, so that's not too bad. But I think in general I do want a lot of soft lines in this cloud, in this sky. So we'll just see how we get on. So just touching just the edges of the clouds, pulling down, doing all that sort of thing to give a nice, interesting look. And if you are new to my channel, or if you're liking this video so far, please do give me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. It does help the algorithm send my video to more people, and it just helps my channel to grow. I've been making videos here on YouTube now for going on 6 years, so it's quite a long time, and it's beginning to get a lot of traction and a lot more views and a lot more positive feedback, so I'm grateful for that. So just please do give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate that. It really does help. And for this, I'm just popping in some darker mix, and this is the base of the clouds, and you can see just from that cloud, or that sky colour, just added a little bit of red into that, a little bit of sort of brown, and just darker colours, and that gives me the shadow sides of the clouds, which is quite nice, and it gives that shape and just makes a nice feature in the sky. So you got the nice soft fluffy clouds, and then almost looks as if the clouds are moving across the scene. So it's a nice loose, quite free. They don't look like they're stuck down. Sort of look like they're actually floating across the paper. So that's quite a nice look and quite simple to do. Just add the paint, and then with different brushes you can take some of the paint out, soften some of the edges with a little bit of damp brush, and you can twirl your brushes round and do all these sort of things just to soften all those edges, and also take some of the pigment out so you get those nice white fluffy areas. So yeah, it's quite interesting the way of your paint every day, the way in which you can improve as you experiment with different techniques and such. It's quite good the way things happen. Like I'll be showing you how I'm going to scrape out using the palette knife, which is still quite new to me. But it's just all these little things that you can pick up as you keep painting. Things do get a little bit easier. And if you are new to my channel, then there's lots of different videos that I've got. Got a few playlists that are aimed at beginners, so they are beginner friendly, and I have full length tutorials to help you as you learn how to paint. So now with the same sky mix and just adding a little bit of red in there, so it's going a little bit purple, I'm just popping in some mountains. I fancied just keeping this one quite simple, this painting. And this is more, if you want to look at it as it's building blocks to make a painting. So I'm not really adding a lot. I'm just giving you the beginnings of a painting. So if you wanted to do something similar, this is the sort of setting for a painting, if you like. So this is just the way you can set up your painting, and you can add whatever you want. So maybe some trees or something like that, but I really just wanted to focus on sort of two elements of this painting, and that's most of the sky, so the clouds, and also the mountains as well. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover. And so you can see how I'm holding the palette knife, and I'm going to use that just to scrape out a few highlights on the mountains. Now, one of the mistakes I did from my last painting, I didn't clean the knife off. You don't think of that, but it was quite thick paint, and scraping out, I've got a lot of paint on that side of the palette knife, and so my first scrape has little markings on. I'm trying to get out now, but I'm just going to leave it. It is what it is, and these sort of things happen. And so, like I said, painting sometimes is an experiment. So even I'm learning each time what not to do, what things work, what things don't. But if you see, I'm really happy with the sky and the way that looks. So I'm happy with the painting so far. And, you know, sometimes it could be hit and miss. At the end of the day, if you get a nice sky, then that's something. So even if you mess up the rest, it's not the end of the world. So you just learn as you go along. And I'm thinking for this painting, the mountains weren't quite dark enough for the scraping to be that effective. So I'm just mixing up a little bit more darker pigment now, and I'll probably go in with another layer. So I'll probably end up scraping again just to get some more contrast in the mountains, and it's going to be quite nice alongside the sky as a backdrop. It's going to look quite nice. The contrast between two, you can see the top of the sky, the top of the paper is quite dark, and then as I come down, it sort of gets lighter and lighter, and then by the mountains, the line of the mountains, it's really quite almost white, which is quite nice to give the illusion of distance in the painting. So you can see, just scraping out another layer, after adding some more darks to the mountains, and that's going to give me more effective contrast, and just going to look better as a painting. And this painting is going to be more sort of semi-abstract, but quite interesting in the markings on the paper, so quite happy with the way things are going. And like I said, this could be more like a building block to a finished painting. If there were things that you wanted to add to this painting, then this is just the beginning, so you can really do anything with the foreground. You can see now I've got the darker tones, so the shadow sides of the mountains, and this was just done by mixing up a little bit of neutral tint, a bit of that red, blue, sort of all the colours that I've used so far, until I get the darker tone that I wanted. And they're just popping in little bits of dark here and there in the mountains, just to give me some nice, interesting textures. And that's pretty much it. The colours you can see I'm using here is actually Naples yellow, which is quite a nice colour for sort of sunlight and sun sort of shining on things. And then you got yellow ochre, another one of my favourites, and then a touch of raw sienna. I hope you like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.